When you scroll through those luxury travel Instagram accounts, you're seeing the public face of Europe's coastal wealth. And yet, the real secrets hide behind unmarked gates and beneath crystal-clear waters. Private submarine docks carved into cliffsides, champagne cellars accessible only at low tide, and beach clubs where membership lists read like Forbes rankings. Indeed, while you're planning that Mediterranean getaway, billionaires are hosting dinner parties in underwater dining rooms, landing helicopters on retractable beach platforms, and storing art collections in climate-controlled sea caves. Today, we infiltrate the secrets of billionaire beaches, where handshake deals reshape industries while billionaires appear to be simply enjoying the sunset. Believe it or not, the most powerful people in the world spend their summers in a town you've probably never heard of. And, while Saint-Tropez and Capri dominate travel magazines, billionaires quietly slip away to Forte Marmi, a discreet Tuscan coastal haven where maritime pines shield Roma Imperiale's €20 million villas from prying eyes. You see, tour-typical luxury destinations broadcast wealth through flashy marinas and celebrity sightings. Forte dei Marmi operates by different rules entirely. Conspicuous inconspicuousness reigns supreme, where industrial titans worth billions pedal bicycles to morning espresso. Tech moguls queue for gelato alongside locals, and old-money European families maintain beach cabanas passed through 5 generations. Therefore, in today's episode of So Luxury Travel, we decode the subtle signifiers and unwritten protocols of one Europe's most exclusive summer sanctuaries. In the shadow of the dramatic Apuan Alps, where Michelangelo once sourced his marble for immortal masterpieces, lies an unassuming stretch of Tuscan coastline that has quietly transformed into one of the world's most exclusive summer sanctuaries for the ultra-wealthy. Forte dei Marmi, with its pine-shaded streets and discreet villas hidden behind tall hedges, represents luxury's ultimate expression. A place where billions in collective wealth remain largely invisible to the casual observer. Industrial dynasties, tech magnates, and old-money European aristocrats have mastered the art of conspicuous inconspicuousness in this coastal haven where billionaires pedal bicycles through town and wealth operates by unwritten codes. The town's most prestigious district, Roma Imperiale, showcases magnificent villas concealed behind lush vegetation and security gates. Properties here command up to €14,000 per square metre, with ultra-luxury estates fetching over €20 million, exceeding price points in metropolitan centres like Milan and Rome. Arriving via helicopter at the town's dedicated helipad near Roma Imperiale, where services offer seamless transfers from international airports, one immediately senses the distinctive character that separates Forte dei Marmi from other luxury enclaves. Walking through peaceful avenues lined with maritime pines and verdant gardens reveals architectural masterpieces ranging from historic mansions to ultra-modern designs, typically featuring expansive grounds, private swimming pools, and often direct beach access. The defining characteristic of this neighborhood, the crown jewel of Forte dei Marmi's real estate market, is its absolute privacy. Along the immaculate coastline, social hierarchies manifest subtly through membership at the right bagno, or beach club. Among the most prestigious stands, Bagno Alpemare, owned by renowned tenor Andrea Bocelli, offering private beach tents and gourmet cuisine focusing on biodynamic ingredients. Equally exclusive is Augustus Beach Club, featuring 74 fully equipped tents with exceptional service and the acclaimed Bambisa restaurant. What unites these establishments is their stringent exclusivity. Securing membership requires connections, substantial wealth, and often family history, as many cabanas pass through generations, creating an unspoken social registry of European wealth. The town centre features a pedestrianised core filled with high-end boutiques from prestigious fashion houses, many creating limited edition collections specifically for their Forte dei Marmi locations. The Wednesday market remains a venerable institution, essentially functioning as an open-air luxury boutique where high-quality Italian-made products draw discriminating shoppers. Evening transforms the town's rhythm as the social scene shifts to elegant restaurants and select night spots, including La Capanina di Franceschi, an iconic establishment founded in 1929 that has hosted European royalty and international celebrities throughout its history. Behind these walls of discretion and beneath the canopy of maritime pines lies a world where power and influence gather each summer. A sanctuary where the true currency is not what one displays, but what one conceals. The history of Forte dei Marmi begins not with tourism, but with commerce, specifically the transportation of precious marble extracted from nearby Apuan Alps, the same legendary stone Michelangelo personally selected for his immortal masterpieces. The town's very name, which translates directly to Fort of the Marbles, reflects its utilitarian origins as a shipping point for the region's most valuable natural resource rather than the playground for the privileged it would eventually become. The pivotal moment in Forte dei Marmi's early development occurred between 1785 and 1788, when Grand Duke Pietro Leopoldo I of Habsburg-Lorraine constructed the Fortino, a compact fortress designed to defend valuable marble shipments from pirate raids along the Tyrrhenian coast. This modest fortification, standing today in the central town square as living testament to these humble beginnings, would become the symbolic heart of a settlement that gradually expanded from utilitarian outpost to seaside retreat for the discerning few. The first residential structures began appearing around the fortress in the early 1800s, with Forte dei Marmi functioning administratively as part of neighboring Pietrasanta, while developing its own identity as a crucial node in the seagoing marble trade. The town's commercial infrastructure expanded significantly with the construction of the iconic pier, Pontile, between 1876 and 1877, built specifically to expedite marble loading operations. Tourism in Forte dei Marmi commenced in the late 18th century, though for decidedly pragmatic rather than hedonistic purposes. Wealthy inland families visited primarily for health benefits, believing in the therapeutic properties of sea air and sand baths. A crucial administrative milestone arrived in 1914 when Forte dei Marmi officially separated from Pietrasanta and achieved status as an autonomous commune, coinciding with accelerated development as an increasingly fashionable destination. The true catalyst transforming Forte dei Marmi into an exclusive luxury destination came in the 1920s, when Giovanni Agnelli, the legendary founder of Fiat and patriarch of one of Italy's most powerful industrial dynasties, selected the town for his summer residence. The Roma Imperiale district, now the town's most exclusive neighborhood, derives its imperial name from the cooperative Anonima Roma Imperiale, which acquired substantial landholdings in the 1920s and subdivided the area into parcels sold to affluent vacationers. The district's sophisticated urban design came from Florentian architect Giovanni Michelucci, who created a harmonious plan characterized by generous plots accommodating stately villas constructed in varied architectural styles. No account of Forte dei Marmi's transformation would be complete without acknowledging La Capanina di Franceschi, founded in 1929 by Achille Franceschi as a modest beach hut. The establishment immediately attracted distinguished clientele. While Forte dei Marmi had steadily consolidated its position since the 1920s, the period of 1950s and 60s marked its golden age, when numerous powerful Italian industrial families established impressive villas within Roma Imperiale's pine forests. The small fortress built to protect marble shipments now stands as silent witness to a profound transformation, from industrial outpost to the most expensive square footage in Italy, where industrial dynasties and global financiers battle discreetly for inclusion in a club that never advertises its membership. Furthermore, Forte dei Marmi offers wealthy visitors a sophisticated palette of experiences that blend natural splendor with quintessential Italian elegance and world-class amenities. The town's seasonal rhythm defines the experience, with July and August representing peak season when the concentration of ultra-high net worth individuals reaches its zenith, while the shoulder seasons of May, June and September provide a more relaxed atmosphere while maintaining exceptional service standards. The pristine beaches form the centerpiece of Forte dei Marmi's appeal, with nearly 100 private beach clubs, or bagni, lining the coast and offering luxury amenities that transcend the simple umbrella and lounger formula typical of Mediterranean resorts. Augustus Beach Club exemplifies this elevated approach with 74 elegant gazebos equipped with premium furnishings, a heated saltwater swimming pool, and attentive staff who anticipate guests' needs before they're expressed. Bagno Alpemare, owned by the Bocelli family, takes a different approach with 48 exclusive tents rather than traditional umbrellas, creating intimate private spaces complemented by a restaurant serving biodynamic cuisine. Twiga Beach Club introduces a more cosmopolitan energy with its distinctive animal print decor and famous giraffe entrance, transforming from sophisticated daytime relaxation venue to one of the area's most vibrant night spots after sunset. Despite its reputation for leisurely luxury, Forte dei Marmi offers abundant opportunities for active pursuits on water, with sailing instruction and yacht charters available, while the town's consistent waves have established it as an unexpectedly excellent destination for surfing. For golf enthusiasts, the Visilia Golf Resort in nearby Pietrasanta presents an exclusive 18-hole course situated between the Tyrrhenian Sea and Apuan Alps. Tennis devotees find exceptional facilities throughout the area, with Forte dei Marmi boasting the highest concentration of tennis courts relative to territorial size in Italy. The crystalline waters offshore provide perfect conditions for luxury boating experiences, with prestigious hotels offering exclusive yacht charter services, featuring vessels ranging from elegant sailing yachts to opulent motor cruisers, complete with professional crew and gourmet chefs. For the ultra-wealthy, Forte dei Marmi facilitates seamless sky-to-sea transitions with premium aviation services, including a dedicated helipad enabling direct helicopter access to other glamorous Mediterranean destinations. Forte dei Marmi has established itself as an open-air luxury shopping paradise, with a concentration of high-end boutiques rivaling much larger fashion capitals. A quintessential local shopping experience is the prestigious weekly market held year-round on Wednesdays in Piazza Marconi, featuring carefully selected vendors offering premium cashmere, artisanal leather goods, and handcrafted products. While yachts glitter in harbors from Monaco to Porto Cervo, Forte dei Marmi's elite pursue a different form of status entirely: the privilege of anonymity in a world where privacy has become the ultimate luxury, more precious than any object wealth can acquire. Forte dei Marmi commands a distinctive position in Italy's luxury destination hierarchy, standing as the most expensive seaside resort in the country, with average real estate prices exceeding €2 million, significantly outpacing comparable prestigious locations and establishing the town as the undisputed financial pinnacle of Italian coastal properties. The Roma Imperiale district represents the absolute zenith of this extraordinary market, with property values reaching up to €14,000 per square metre and creating a rarefied environment where only the world's most affluent individuals can participate. What distinguishes Forte dei Marmi's real estate landscape from competing luxury destinations is the prevalence of detached villas, which comprise an astonishing 84% of its luxury property offerings, compared to just 50% in Capri and approximately 20% in other premier Italian seaside resorts. This statistical anomaly reflects Forte dei Marmi's unique positioning as a sanctuary for privacy-seeking ultra-high-net-worth individuals who prioritize seclusion and expansive living environments rather than centralized locations or prominent visibility. In comparison, Portofino, with its picturesque harbor setting and global name recognition, maintains average property prices between €800,000 and €1 million, positioning it below Forte dei Marmi despite its considerable international prestige and deliberately limited property inventory. Capri holds second position in Italy's coastal property hierarchy, with average prices around €1,400,000, its exclusivity enhanced by its island setting that naturally restricts accessibility and creates physical separation from mainland distractions and complications. Porto Cervo, the crown jewel of Sardinia's Costa Smeralda, features real estate prices averaging approximately €540,000, though its ultra-prime waterfront properties reach extraordinary valuations, with some villas commanding €30,000 per square metre. Forte dei Marmi attracts a carefully balanced blend of domestic and international wealthy clientele, historically favored by Italian industrial aristocracy and affluent families from Milan and Florence, while recent years have witnessed increasing international diversity, enhancing its cosmopolitan character. Recent visitor statistics reveal international travelers constitute approximately 66% of Forte dei Marmi's tourists, with Americans leading at 32% of total visitors, followed by Swiss nationals and wealthy visitors from Arab nations. What truly distinguishes Forte dei Marmi's clientele is its pronounced family orientation. Many visitors represent multi-generational entrepreneurial families, medical professionals, attorneys, and business leaders who return year after year, typically owning or renting private villas rather than utilizing hotel accommodations. This pattern contrasts sharply with Portofino, where international tourists represent an overwhelming 92% of visitors, with Italians comprising just 8%, and where the clientele tends toward transients, with average stays of merely 2.4 days, compared to Forte dei Marmi's more extended residency patterns. Capri demonstrates similar international dominance, with 84% foreign visitors and 16% Italian guests, appealing to both traditional jet-setters and younger affluent travelers, attracted by its potent combination of natural beauty, luxury amenities, and vibrant social opportunities. Porto Cervo exhibits the longest average visitor stays at 5.5 days, with international travelers comprising approximately 80% of its clientele, drawing significant numbers of Northern European and British visitors attracted by its established reputation and world-class marina facilities, catering to superyacht owners. Within Italy's coastal jewels, Forte dei Marmi shines not with the brightest glare, but with the most concentrated value. A sanctuary where eight-figure property transactions occur without fanfare, and where old European fortunes mingle with new global wealth in a dance of discretion choreographed over generations. Forte dei Marmi boasts an exceptional concentration of culinary excellence within its compact 9-square-kilometre territory, with multiple Michelin-starred establishments and sophisticated dining venues cementing its reputation as a gastronomic paradise for the global elite. Bistro, belying its modest name, presents a sophisticated fine dining experience operated by the Vaiani family, and featuring 2 wood-fired ovens utilized for baking artisanal breads and preparing specialty dishes that honor Tuscan traditions. Lorenzo, celebrating over 40 years as a culinary institution, pairs exceptional seafood with an evolving collection of contemporary art that changes regularly throughout the restaurant, creating a multi-sensory experience. Lux Lucis, located on the panoramic rooftop of Hotel Principe Forte dei Marmi, offers stunning views of the Apuan Alps and Tyrrhenian Sea and was named Best Dining Experience by Condé Nast through its exceptional culinary program. La Magnolia, nestled within the elegant Hotel Byron, provides poolside dining with sea views, creating a relaxed yet refined atmosphere where guests enjoy creative preparations, highlighting premium local ingredients. Beyond traditional restaurants, the town features exclusive members-only dining establishments, including the Sopra Club, an exquisitely designed and furnished private space hosting cultural offerings alongside sophisticated Epicurean experiences. The FDM Arts Club functions as a private cultural hub and social networking venue reserved primarily for members, opening to non-members only on Wednesdays and creating an exclusive environment for influential visitors and residents. Dacha Beach represents perhaps the most exclusive dining option. An ultra-private beach club owned by Russian magnate Oleg Tinkov that remains reserved exclusively for guests of the associated Dacha Guesthouse, ensuring absolute privacy. The town's beach clubs feature notable culinary programs, including Alpamara Beach Club, where the Bocelli family has created a biodynamic restaurant reinventing traditional Vasilian recipes through innovative combinations of local ingredients. Bagno Gilda specializes in exceptional seafood and daily caught fish, prepared according to Vasilian traditions using seasonal ingredients that showcase the richness of Tuscany's agricultural bounty alongside Mediterranean offerings. Augustus Beach Club's acclaimed Bambasa restaurant serves creative fish cuisine complemented by select Tuscan meat dishes, while Dalmasia Beach Club restaurant benefits from the supervision of chef Valentino Casanelli from Michelin-starred Lux Lucis. Evening entertainment centers around sophisticated venues, including the 67 Sky Lounge Bar atop Hotel Principe Forte dei Marmi, offering panoramic vistas encompassing the entire Vasilia coastline, Apuan Alps, and Tyrrhenian Sea. La Capanina di Franceschi, approaching its centennial anniversary since its 1929 founding, continues as Forte dei Marmi's iconic nightlife destination, hosting generations of European aristocracy, industrial leaders, and international celebrities. Twiga, located in adjacent Marina di Pietrasanta, transforms from daytime beach club to evening entertainment complex, offering dinner accompanied by live music, followed by performances from established DJs and international guest artists. Many wealthy regulars maintain multi-generational relationships with specific establishments, with some families patronizing the same venues for 3 or 4 generations, creating social continuity that transcends mere dining and establishes these venues as extensions of family tradition. The world contains places so exclusive that money alone cannot guarantee entry. Locations where even billionaires occasionally get rejected at the door. Along Sardinia's northeastern shore lies such a kingdom. 35 kilometers of pristine coastline transformed from barren wilderness into Europe's most expensive real estate through one prince's extraordinary vision. In today's episode, we reveal Italy's most exclusive sanctuary, a billionaire enclave hidden in plain sight, where architectural discipline meets unlimited resources, and where the world's wealthiest individuals find something increasingly precious: privacy within paradise. If exclusivity were a currency, Porto Cervo would make Monaco look like a bargain bin at your local discount store. The crown jewel of Sardinia's famed Costa Smeralda attracts wealth with magnetic force, creating a category so elite that billionaires occasionally check their bank balances twice. Along this 35-kilometer stretch of pristine Sardinian coastline, the Mediterranean Sea transforms into an artist's palette, painting daily spectacles of sapphire and emerald hues that give the coast its evocative name. Here, in this purpose-built paradise, berths at the marina exceed the cost of luxury homes elsewhere, with space for 700 boats, including 60 dedicated superyacht slots for vessels that arrive each summer with helicopter pads aboard. Property values in Romazzino Bay command €300,000 per square meter, establishing it as Europe's most expensive real estate market, where walk-in closets cost more than entire luxury apartments in Rome or Milan. The Pitrizza, Romazzino, and Cala di Volpe hotels consistently rank among the 10 most expensive accommodations worldwide, offering presidential suites that cost per night what many Europeans earn in half a year. When Steven Spielberg's yacht, Seven Seas, docks near Eclipse, oligarch Roman Abramovich's 528-foot floating palace, alongside the Sultan of Oman's Al Said, the harbour becomes a floating exhibition of wealth exceeding £1 billion. Porto Cervo maintains a human scale despite its outsized reputation, housing a permanent population of 421 residents who witness the seasonal influx of global plutocrats and their marine treasures. The village stands apart from any Mediterranean competitor, representing a vision where extravagance meets restraint, and every architectural element serves both aesthetics and harmony with nature. The structures communicate wealth through subtlety rather than ostentation. Meticulously designed low-rise buildings in muted Mediterranean tones blend into the landscape with calculated modesty. At the epicenter of this privileged enclave stands the Billionaire Club, launched by Formula One maestro Flavio Briatore in 1998, creating theatrical displays where champagne cascades like waterfalls when patrons order 10 bottles, complete with fireworks. Summer transforms the village dramatically as celebrities, royalty, fashion icons, tech entrepreneurs, and industrial tycoons arrive, creating perhaps the world's highest concentration of wealth per square meter, with helicopter arrivals occurring with taxi-like frequency. Porto Cervo distinguishes itself through meticulous preservation, protecting the natural beauty that attracted its founders while delivering unparalleled luxury experiences. While much of the Mediterranean shore succumbed to concrete high-rises during tourism booms, Porto Cervo enforced architectural discipline that created an environment appearing to emerge organically from the rugged Sardinian terrain. Walking through pristine marble piazzas or along the quayside where vessels worth hundreds of millions rest at anchor, visitors experience the rarest of luxury commodities, exceptional taste, working in harmony with extraordinary wealth. The unwritten social code demands discretion above all, creating the Mediterranean's anti-Las Vegas, where everything happens quietly, elegantly, and without public documentation. Porto Cervo represents a unique creation story, conjured from barren coastlines 60 years ago into perhaps the most meticulously crafted luxury resort on Earth. The story begins with a young visionary who forever changed luxury tourism, Prince Karim Aga Khan IV. The year was 1958, when Prince Karim Aga Khan IV first encountered what locals called Monte di Mola, a wild, untouched stretch of northeastern Sardinian coastline destined to redefine global luxury. At merely 22 years old, the Harvard-educated spiritual leader of the world's Ismaili Muslims arrived after a 4-hour trek along mule trails to find an investment property lacking basic amenities. No paved roads, no electricity, no running water. Sardinian stories recount how the prince initially considered the purchase a miscalculation, yet everything changed when he returned the following summer aboard his yacht. Viewing the coastline from the sea transformed his perspective completely. From offshore, the young Aga Khan perceived unlimited potential in the pristine landscape, a blank canvas for creating an exclusive resort that would welcome varied financial brackets, as he explained in a 1964 interview intended for wallets of all sizes. On March 14, 1962, the prince gathered with lawyer Mario Altea di Tempio and a select group of investors to formally establish the Consorzio Costa Smeralda, committing 5,000 acres of uninhabited terrain to a revolutionary luxury concept. While developers elsewhere constructed concrete monoliths along Mediterranean coastlines, the Aga Khan enacted rigorous architectural guidelines that protected the natural beauty, mandating buildings conform to the mountainous landscape rather than imposing upon it. His revolutionary construction codes limited structures to low-rise profiles with pastel color palettes rather than stark white facades, with every building first modeled in wire to verify environmental harmony before construction began. Swiss-French designer Jacques Quel collaborated with Italian architect Luigi Vietti to pioneer a Mediterranean village aesthetic, combining traditional Sardinian elements with innovative approaches that birthed the signature Costa Smeralda architectural language. Vietti, credited with naming the Emerald Coast, crafted both Porto Cervo village and Serbiat villas for the prince's personal use, selecting premium materials and classical forms that achieved a timeless balance between historical reference and contemporary function. The Quel dynasty, Father Jacques and son Savin, applied their sculpture-architecture fusion philosophy, incorporating local granite, traditional woods, and unconventional materials like wire while engaging regional artisans for detailed craftsmanship. Their crowning achievement, Hotel Cala di Volpe, epitomizes the Porto Cervo contradiction. Externally mimicking a modest fishing village while housing ultra-modern luxury interiors, establishing the signature contrast that defines the resort's unique character. The Aga Khan's environmental foresight surpassed mere aesthetics. He explicitly prohibited shoreline construction, preserving pristine beaches decades before conservation became standard practice in coastal development. Transportation infrastructure expanded rapidly, with the Aga Khan founding Alisada Airline, later renamed Meridiana, in 1963, followed by Olbia Costa Smeralda Airport 4 years later to connect his creation with global destinations. The comprehensive development strategy included specialized divisions: Stegs handling water systems and engineering, Porto Cervo Spa managing port development, while a dedicated woodworking facility on a Porto Cervo hillside ensured architectural details met exacting standards. Though managing global business empires and spiritual leadership responsibilities, the Aga Khan maintained hands-on involvement, presiding over 7 a.m. board meetings at the tennis club during his monthly visits. The resulting creation transcended conventional resort development, achieving harmony between luxury and landscape, where aesthetic integrity commanded equal importance to profitability. This transformation of barren terrain into a naturally integrated luxury enclave established a pioneering model for sustainable development, contrasting sharply with unbridled construction that characterized other Mediterranean destinations. The Aga Khan's audacious experiment would surpass even his expectations, becoming the premier destination for global elites and redefining luxury tourism for generations to come. As the 1970s dawned, Porto Cervo had solidified its position as a luxury destination without peer, drawing European aristocracy, industrial magnates, and celebrities seeking both hedonism and privacy. The Aga Khan's ambitious vision had materialized into an enclave for the privilege that balanced exclusivity with authenticity, an especially impressive achievement considering its creation within a single decade. Yacht Club Costa Smeralda, established in 1967, rapidly ascended to become the Mediterranean's premier sailing organization, positioning Porto Cervo as the undisputed hub of elite yachting with prestigious regattas attracting royal sailing enthusiasts from across Europe. Fiat Patriarch Gianni Agnelli, known throughout Italy as L'Avvocato and a personal friend of the Aga Khan, brought his influential social circle, including fashion designers who would eventually open boutiques along Porto Cervo's elegant marble promenades. The 1980s witnessed critical expansion with the creation of Porto Cervo Marina, complementing the original harbour, rechristened Porto Vecchio, with cutting-edge facilities designed specifically for the growing armada of superyachts descending upon the Emerald Coast each season. This marina transcended its functional purpose to become the social heart of the community, where titans of industry and heirs to fortunes gathered at waterfront establishments strategically positioned to capture the dramatic Sardinian sunsets. Porto Cervo cultivated a rare atmosphere of protected exclusivity where high-profile guests enjoyed freedom from media intrusion, business leaders conducted discreet negotiations over extended meals, and aristocratic lineages socialized comfortably with self-made billionaires. The flagship hotels, Cala di Volpe, Pitrizza, and Romazzino, emerged as luxury icons in their own right, pioneering service standards that competitors scrambled to emulate, while their distinctive architectural profiles became instantly recognizable status symbols. When Pevero Golf Club unveiled its championship course in 1972, it added a crucial sporting dimension to the resort, threading through the aromatic macchia, whose distinctive Mediterranean fragrance became an olfactory signature of the Porto Cervo experience. Throughout its growth phases, the Consorzio Costa Smeralda exercised unwavering oversight of all development, enforcing architectural cohesion and environmental protection with a vigilance that preserved the founding aesthetic principles. Meticulous attention extended to seemingly minute details, burying electrical cables underground rather than installing overhead lines that would disrupt views, and carefully choreographing pathways to reveal breathtaking vistas at calculated intervals. The summer residents gradually established distinctive social patterns and traditions: sunset aperitivos, marathon dinner parties, yacht hopping during regattas, creating an exclusive seasonal community with unwritten but strictly observed protocols. Strategic limitation of accommodation inventory preserved the resort's exclusivity despite its growing international reputation, deliberately maintaining scarcity that ensured continual excess demand and prevented any risk of overcrowding. Porto Cervo demonstrated a unique capacity for evolution that preserved its fundamental character, introducing new attractions and facilities that enhanced the experience without compromising its essential identity. By the early 1990s, the resort occupied an unassailable position atop the global luxury pyramid, symbolizing something beyond wealth alone: discerning taste, cultural sophistication, and membership in a global community of connoisseurs. The meticulously crafted paradise still lacked a singular element to secure its dominance in the approaching millennium: a high-energy social venue that would complement the resort's refined atmosphere with a dash of spectacle. This catalyst arrived in 1998 through an audacious Formula One personality who recognized Porto Cervo needed a club commensurate with its billionaire patronage, creating a space where extravagance knew no bounds and beautiful people could revel until sunrise. Summer 1998 witnessed Porto Cervo's landscape forever altered when Flavio Briatore, the charismatic Formula One manager behind Michael Schumacher's racing dominance, launched his bold enterprise, Billionaire Club. Described in the venue's promotional materials as demonstrating sixth sense and vision, Briatore established an entertainment complex that immediately captured the elite and international crowd gravitating around Porto Cervo, fundamentally transforming the resort's social dynamics. The establishment's brazen name reflected its creator's marketing savvy. Briatore selected Billionaire specifically because, as he explained, such provocative branding was not easy to forget, while delivering precisely the extravagant experience such nomenclature promised. Architecturally integrated into a traditional Mediterranean villa, strategically positioned on a hillside commanding views of Costa Smeralda's coastline, the club featured sophisticated multi-tiered spaces, including intimate alcoves and panoramic balconies surrounding an expansive central terrace. The venue gained immediate notoriety for its theatrical wealth displays. Ordering 10 champagne bottles simultaneously triggered dramatic drum rolls, pyrotechnic shows, and superhero theme songs, while beautiful patrons danced atop tables until daybreak. Celebrity magnetism became an essential element of the billionaire formula, with Briatore utilizing his extensive Formula One connections to ensure continuous star power that reinforced the club's aura of exclusivity and aspiration. Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi, who maintained a substantial villa along the coast and counted Briatore among his close associates, frequented the establishment regularly, effectively turning Porto Cervo into an unofficial summer annex of Rome's political power structure. Controversy eventually shadowed the glittering venue. During 2012, Briatore made headlines by announcing the club's closure, publicly criticizing Mario Monti's technocrat administration for generating social hate through aggressive tax enforcement targeting luxury yacht owners. Briatore's frank assessment to Italian magazine Chi. In Italy, if you have a big boat and you arrive in a port, you are seen as either a bandit or a thief, captured the growing tension between conspicuous affluence and public sentiment, occasionally clouding Porto Cervo's carefree atmosphere. The shutdown proved short-lived as Billionaire Club underwent strategic reinvention, gradually transitioning from pure nightclub toward Briatore's expanded billionaire experience concept, blending upscale dining with theatrical entertainment, including professional dancers, vocalists, and acrobats. The 2020 pandemic forced additional adaptation when Briatore acknowledged that COVID-19 had permanently altered nightlife, declaring the traditional dance floor concept obsolete while expressing confidence that social connection would endure through modified formats. Billionaire Club epitomized Porto Cervo's broader transformation, expanding from the Aga Khan's original vision of architectural restraint toward more overt wealth celebration, mirroring global wealth patterns with new fortunes flowing from technology, financial engineering, and emerging markets. Ownership transitions paralleled these cultural shifts. American investor Tom Barrack acquired key assets through his colony capital vehicle in 2003 for approximately €290 million, including control of the marina, 4 signature hotels, and golf facilities. The internationalization continued when Qatar Holdings, the sovereign wealth operation of Qatar's royal family, bid for Smeralda Holdings' control, reflecting how Porto Cervo's audience had evolved from predominantly European aristocracy toward a global ultra-wealth community. Despite these structural and stylistic transformations, Porto Cervo preserved its fundamental appeal: the harmonious marriage between exceptional natural splendor and architectural refinement, creating an environment where global billionaires find stimulation alongside serenity. Modern challenges inevitably emerged. Climate disruption brought increasingly extreme Mediterranean weather patterns with unprecedented temperature records and unpredictable storm systems, occasionally interrupting the meticulously orchestrated summer calendar. Cultural contradictions intensified between maintaining traditional privacy standards versus accommodating contemporary visibility expectations, a particularly delicate balance in an era dominated by social media documentation and instantaneous global information sharing. Six decades after Prince Karim Aga Khan IV first glimpsed potential in an undeveloped Sardinian shoreline, Porto Cervo stands as an unparalleled achievement in resort creation, where billionaires vie for marina access and real estate commands prices that shatter economic models. The minuscule settlement, housing a mere 421 permanent residents, transforms each summer with an armada of mega yachts collectively valued beyond £1 billion, attracting a global registry of wealth from software innovators to petroleum monarchs. Porto Cervo's enduring triumph stems from unwavering commitment to its founding ideology rather than constant renovation or expansion, preserving the Aga Khan's original mandate of landscape reverence, architectural coherence, and aesthetic restraint. While neighboring Mediterranean destinations succumbed to excessive construction, Porto Cervo maintained stringent development controls that safeguarded both exclusivity and environmental integrity, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where limited availability sustained premium pricing while preserving exceptional quality. The dual harbour marina complex, comprising historic Porto Vecchio alongside contemporary Porto Cervo Marina, accommodates 700 vessels, including 60 designated superyacht berths, functioning as the resort's central social exchange where global plutocrats display nautical masterpieces each season. Contemporary Porto Cervo presents a fascinating contradiction, ranking among Earth's most financially prohibitive locations while maintaining an atmosphere of timelessness, where modern excess meets architectural discipline against a backdrop of pristine natural splendor. The prestigious yacht club Costa Smeralda maintains its international sailing prominence by hosting elite competitions, including the September Rolex Cup and June's Loro Piana Super Yacht Regatta, temporarily transforming the harbor into an exhibition of the world's finest sailing vessels. Retail luxury has elevated from supplementary amenity to essential attraction, with Via Camarel showcasing flagship boutiques from prestigious fashion houses including Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, Chanel, Hermès, Dior, Valentino, and Ferragamo, many creating exclusive collections. The landmark hotels that established Porto Cervo's early reputation, Cala di Volpe, Pitrizza, and Romazzino, continue commanding premium positions among global accommodation rankings, their pioneering designs now considered definitive references for Mediterranean resort architecture. Flavio Briatore's entertainment portfolio has diversified beyond the original Billionaire Club to encompass Crazy Pizza and additional ventures, solidifying his position as Porto Cervo's entertainment authority while continuously adapting to evolving preferences and circumstances. Real estate valuations contradict fundamental market principles, with Romazzino Bay properties fetching €300,000 per square meter, elevating homes beyond mere investments into rarefied status markers accessible exclusively to the financial stratosphere. Examining Porto Cervo 60 years after inception reveals an extraordinary fulfillment of its creator's intent, transcending commercial success to achieve genuine environmental stewardship that enhances rather than exploits its natural setting. The Aga Khan's forward-thinking development philosophy, implementing architectural guidelines, protecting shorelines from construction, requiring landscape integration, anticipated contemporary environmental priorities decades before sustainability entered mainstream consciousness. Strategic questions surround Porto Cervo's future trajectory. Will its exclusivity endure amid expanding global wealth distribution? Can its environmental balance withstand accelerating climate disruption? Will its restrained aesthetic satisfy digital-era visitors accustomed to immediate gratification? Porto Cervo's historical adaptability while maintaining core identity suggests a promising path forward, introducing contemporary amenities and experiences without compromising fundamental principles that distinguish it from luxury competitors. The resort's ultimate contribution may transcend its role as affluent sanctuary to serve as prototype for environmentally conscious development, demonstrating how human habitation can complement natural settings rather than overwhelm them. Lucky visitors experience a rare perspective where financial constraints disappear but aesthetic judgment prevails, where billion-dollar vessels and designer boutiques somehow become secondary to nature's simple pleasures, Mediterranean sunsets illuminating perfectly proportioned hills. When you think of Italy's luxury destinations, images of Amalfi Coast terraces, Lake Como's celebrity villas, and Tuscany's rolling vineyard estates come to mind, places where the wealthy gather to sip Brunello while discussing their latest Ferrari acquisitions. Venice's palazzos host masked balls for old-money aristocrats, while Portofino's colorful harbor welcomes super yachts carrying tech titans and fashion moguls seeking that perfect Instagram backdrop. These destinations represent Italy's well-established luxury playground, where exclusivity comes with Michelin stars, designer boutiques, and the kind of understated elegance that money can reliably purchase. However, there is one lavish beach that makes even Lake Como look democratically accessible, a tiny bay where seasonal beach club memberships cost more than luxury cars and where daily access fees exceed most people's monthly rent. This is Paraggi Bay, Italy's billionaires' beach, where geography's cruelest joke created the only sandy beach along a rocky coastline, transforming scarcity into the ultimate luxury commodity. Therefore, in today's episode of So Luxury Travel, we explore how a former fishing village became so exclusive that even billionaires must follow unwritten social codes to gain acceptance. Tucked between Santa Margherita Ligure and the postcard-perfect town of Portofino lies Paraggi Bay, a stretch of sand so exclusive that its billionaire's beach nickname barely captures the astronomical pretensions on display. This tiny bay represents one of geography's cruelest jokes, the only sandy beach along a coastline dominated by rocks, making it as rare as finding humility at a yacht club. The name derives from the Latin paraxi, meaning the palaces in ancient Ligurian dialect, proving that even in antiquity, this location was associated with wealth and grandeur. Originally inhabited by fishermen and millers who made honest livings from the sea and grain, Paraggi maintained its traditional character well into the early 20th century, before wealth discovered its potential. The transformation began when influential Italian industrialists started discovering the area's potential as a luxury retreat during the 1920s, coinciding with the broader development of the Italian Riviera as a destination for European aristocracy. Bagni Fiore, established in 1927, marked a pivotal moment in creating the first exclusive beach club that would set the standard for luxury coastal experiences in Italy. This nearly century-old establishment quickly attracted a distinguished international clientele, including Hollywood legends such as Brigitte Bardot, Elizabeth Taylor, and Maria Callas, who helped establish Paraggi's reputation as a destination where privacy, luxury, and natural beauty converged. A defensive castle constructed in 1626 still overlooks the bay, though these days it protects wealthy residents rather than defending against maritime threats. The area's designation within the Portofino Nature Park and protected marine area ensures that its pristine environment remains undisturbed by commercial maritime traffic, with strict prohibitions on boat docking that maintain the tranquil atmosphere. Crystal-clear waters display distinctive emerald and turquoise hues that result from extensive Posidonia oceanica seagrass meadows, which create the characteristic Pantone Verde Paraggi color that has become synonymous with the bay. Research indicates that well-managed marine-protected areas like Paraggi demonstrate a 446% increase in fish biomass and 21% increase in biodiversity compared to unprotected waters. The terrestrial environment consists of lush Mediterranean vegetation that cascades down steep hillsides, creating a natural amphitheater that enhances the sense of seclusion and privacy. The bay's orientation provides shelter from prevailing winds while maximizing sun exposure throughout the day, contributing to calm waters that make it ideal for swimming and water activities. This unique combination of geographical features has made Paraggi a natural sanctuary that attracts both wildlife and the world's most exclusive clientele seeking pristine natural beauty. Today's Paraggi represents the ultimate evolution from a working fishing village to an international luxury destination, one of the most dramatic transformations in Mediterranean tourism history. But if you think the location and history are impressive, wait until you discover what it actually costs to experience this slice of paradise. Numbers that might make even seasoned billionaires wonder if they've accidentally wandered into an economic alternate universe. When discussing Paraggi Bay accommodations, we enter a financial stratosphere where normal pricing logic goes to die, alongside any pretense of democratic beach access. The 8-hotel Paraggi exemplifies this economic insanity, charging €1,045 per night for standard rooms without sea views, while suites with premium amenities and ocean vistas reach €3,166 per night. These rates place Paraggi among the most expensive coastal destinations globally, yet the hotel maintains consistently high occupancy rates throughout peak season, proving that wealthy people really do have different relationships with money. Even the bay's modest accommodations command premium pricing that defies conventional hospitality mathematics. Hotel Argentina, rated as a 2-star property, charges €190 per night for standard rooms featuring shared bathroom facilities. These rates reflect the fundamental principle that location and exclusivity can supersede traditional hospitality amenities in destinations where access itself represents the primary luxury commodity. Beach club access operates according to similarly stratospheric pricing, with standard sunbed and umbrella combinations costing approximately €25 to €30 per day for basic access. Private beach clubs charge between €200 and €400 for daily access, with some seasonal memberships reaching €5,400, rates that would typically be associated with luxury properties in major metropolitan areas rather than beach lounging. The economic structure functions as a screening mechanism that ensures exclusivity while generating revenue streams sufficient to maintain world-class facilities and service standards. Real estate values in and around Paraggi have reached extraordinary levels that often exceed those in major metropolitan centers, with premium locations commanding between €20,000 and €30,000 per square meter. Holiday homes belonging to fashion designers Dolce & Gabbana and media magnate Pier Silvio Berlusconi are visible from the beach, serving as constant reminders of the caliber of individuals who consider Paraggi real estate a reasonable investment. The bay's protection status within the marine reserve creates artificial scarcity that prevents overdevelopment while ensuring that existing properties maintain their exclusivity and astronomical valuations. Weekly yacht charters in the area exceed €250,000, demonstrating that even temporary access to Paraggi's vicinity requires financial resources that most people associate with home purchases rather than vacation expenses. Local businesses benefit from spending power that renders traditional price sensitivity largely irrelevant, allowing restaurants and service providers to focus on quality and service rather than cost competition. The prohibition on boat docking within the bay serves multiple purposes, maintaining the tranquil atmosphere that guests expect while protecting sensitive marine ecosystems from anchor damage and pollution. This restriction also enhances the sense of exclusivity by limiting access methods and ensuring that the bay retains its pristine appearance without the visual clutter of recreational vessels. The destination's pricing structure demonstrates that environmental protection and luxury tourism can align when exclusivity becomes a tool for conservation rather than a barrier to it. The accommodation ecosystem extends to sophisticated dining experiences that complement the lodging offerings, with restaurants that combine innovative techniques with traditional Ligurian ingredients. But the real entertainment begins when we explore how this exclusive ecosystem functions on a daily basis, because the lifestyle these astronomical prices support operates according to social codes that make ordinary luxury look positively pedestrian. The daily rhythm at Paraggi Bay operates according to unwritten social codes that have developed over decades of catering to clientele who consider discretion as valuable as their investment portfolios. The beach club culture represents one of Europe's most sophisticated examples of exclusive coastal leisure, where membership and access operate through personal connections, family history, and social standing within international elite circles. Bagnifiore stands as the most prestigious establishment, having maintained its exclusive character since 1927 while adapting to contemporary luxury standards through partnerships with luxury brands. The club's recent collaboration with Dior has elevated its profile further, featuring custom toile de jouy patterns designed by Maria Grazia Chiuri in signature green colorways that complement the bay's natural palette. Le Carillon represents another pillar of Paraggi's exclusive beach club scene, having operated for over 80 years as a venue that combines beachfront dining, bar service, and evening entertainment. Many cabanas and premium locations are passed down through generations, creating an informal registry of European wealth that operates independently of traditional membership applications. The beach clubs also serve as venues for luxury brand partnerships and exclusive events, with Dolce & Gabbana's creative takeover of Le Carillon, demonstrating how luxury fashion houses recognize the value of associating with established exclusive destinations. L'Angosteria Paraggi, situated within the historic Bagnifiore complex, provides guests with pieds dans l'eau dining, where meals can be enjoyed directly on the beach without leaving their lounges. This service level represents the kind of seamless luxury experience that distinguishes Paraggi from more conventional resort destinations, where guests must navigate between different facilities and service providers. Celebrity culture at Paraggi operates according to sophisticated protocols that balance visibility with privacy, allowing prominent individuals to enjoy public spaces while maintaining appropriate discretion. The visible presence of luxury real estate owned by prominent figures like Dolce & Gabbana and Pier Silvio Berlusconi adds to the bay's cachet, while demonstrating long-term commitment to the destination. Staff-to-guest ratios at premium establishments ensure individual attention that meets the expectations of clientele accustomed to the highest standards of hospitality. Beach clubs and restaurants have developed service standards that accommodate high-profile guests without creating spectacles that would compromise the comfortable atmosphere essential to the destination's appeal. Transportation preferences reveal much about the destination's character. While public transport options exist, private transportation remains dominant, with most properties featuring private parking facilities. The neighborhood provides convenient access to major roads leading out of Barcelona and offers quick connections to Barcelona's ring roads and international airport. Environmental protection measures enhance, rather than compromise, the luxury experience, with marine biodiversity adding natural beauty that enhances snorkeling and diving experiences for guests. The bay's microclimate and protected status create conditions so perfect for leisure that guests experience what feels like a carefully curated luxury product, rather than raw nature. But beneath this polished surface lies a world of controversies and social tensions that reveal the true cost of maintaining paradise for a privileged few. Scandals that would make even the most jaded luxury travelers raise an eyebrow. The glossy perfection of Paraggi's surface conceals bubbling controversies that expose the uncomfortable realities of maintaining an exclusive paradise in an increasingly connected world. In August 2010, Paraggi's storied Castello di Paraggi became the scene of an audacious attempted burglary when 39-year-old Riccardo Mauri scaled the castle's walls and rummaged through a detached structure while Berlusconi's son Pier Silvio and his partner slept unaware in the main residence. The intruder was apprehended by Carabinieri, but the incident exposed vulnerabilities in the security protocols of one of Italy's most politically connected families. The castle's current identity as Villa Bonomi Bolcini, owned by a textile industrialist family that leases it to high-profile tenants, underscored the paradox of elite privacy in a public-facing location. Local activists have waged quiet rebellions against the bay's exclusionary pricing, with some painting protest slogans on beach club umbrellas, decrying the €5,400 seasonal membership fees as exclusionary. The economic stratification is visible even in hospitality arrangements, where Hotel Argentina charges €190 per night for shared bathrooms, while 8 Hotel Paraggi suites command €3,166 per night for direct beach club access. Dolce & Gabbana's influence extends beyond their visible cliffside villa to include transforming the historic Le Carillon Beach Club into a branded enclave through their creative takeover. Their 2018 DG Loves Paraggi collection faced backlash for commercializing the bay's natural beauty without contributing to conservation efforts. Environmental conflicts emerged when developers attempted to remove seagrass sections for luxury amenities, projects that were halted by activists citing the marine protection laws that govern the Portofino Nature Park. The bay's transformation from humble origins to billionaire enclave holds bitter ironies. Bagnifiore, founded on the site of a former tuna cannery, now charges premium rates that exceed the annual incomes of the facility's original workers. Access controversies continue as the bay's only free beach, a 30-meter strip, often reaches capacity by 10 a.m., forcing visitors to choose between exorbitant private clubs or illegal roadside parking along the congested highway. Tension peaked in 2021 when activists targeted beach club facilities with protest messaging, highlighting what critics condemned as privatization without limits. The prohibition on motorized water sports within the marine reserve, while protecting the environment, also serves to maintain the tranquil exclusivity that distinguishes Paraggi from more accessible Mediterranean destinations. International media coverage consistently reinforces Paraggi's status as a destination where billionaires pedal bicycles through town and wealth operates by unwritten codes, emphasizing the understated luxury that characterizes the area's social dynamics. The bay's Posidonia oceanica meadows, which create the signature emerald watercolor, face ongoing pressure from development despite their crucial role in supporting marine biodiversity and maintaining the pristine environment. Urban legends persist about hidden treasures and wartime secrets, while the reality of modern Paraggi reveals a different kind of buried wealth: the social costs of extreme exclusivity. The destination's success rests on principles that remain relevant for luxury tourism development: absolute commitment to quality, respect for environmental limits, and understanding that true exclusivity requires limiting access rather than maximizing capacity. Perhaps most tellingly, Paraggi's model demonstrates how environmental protection and luxury tourism can be mutually reinforcing when implemented with appropriate vision, though the benefits flow primarily to those wealthy enough to afford entry to this carefully preserved paradise. In Paraggi Bay, environmental protection and extreme wealth have formed an unlikely alliance. Conservation laws that preserve emerald waters and Posidonia oceanica meadows simultaneously ensure that property values remain astronomical and crowds stay minimal. This tiny slice of Italian paradise demonstrates luxury's most sophisticated evolution: exclusivity marketed as sustainability, where €5,400 seasonal beach club memberships limit access more effectively than any velvet rope. Remember watching The White Lotus and thinking those billionaire guests were exaggerated television caricatures? Well, hear the plot twist. The show filmed at a real Sicilian resort where actual billionaires behave exactly like the satirical characters, except their conversations literally reshape global markets while they're sipping poolside cocktails. You see, that monastery-turned-luxury hotel you saw on HBO hosts genuine tech moguls, entertainment titans, and political power brokers who make the fictional characters look financially modest by comparison. While you were laughing at the absurd privilege on screen, real guests were conducting the kind of business meetings that affect your daily life without you ever knowing they happened. Sicily's most exclusive retreat operates as both paradise and boardroom, where volcanic backdrops provide cover for decisions worth more than entire nations' budgets. The writers didn't need to invent outrageous wealth. They just filmed what actually happens when the world's most powerful people vacation together. Therefore, in today's episode of Luxury Travel, we're revealing how the White Lotus accidentally exposed the real-life secret society that's been hiding in plain sight on an ancient Mediterranean island. Picture it. You're sipping champagne that costs more than most people's rent while sitting in a 3rd century BC amphitheater, Mount Etna smoldering dramatically in the background like your personal volcanic special effects team. Welcome to Taormina, where the ultra-wealthy discovered that paradise comes with a medieval charm and absolutely zero paparazzi. This ancient town clings to rocky promontories like it was designed by someone who understood that elevation equals status, offering panoramic views that make even Swiss Alps seem pedestrian. The 3rd century BC Greek-Roman theatre serves as your private amphitheatre, where you can literally sit where Roman emperors held court, though your net worth probably exceeds theirs by several billion. What separates Taormina from Monaco's flashiness or St. Moritz's see-and-be-seen culture is its commitment to making extraordinary wealth feel almost accidental. The narrow medieval streets wind through landscapes so picturesque they'd make Instagram influencers weep with envy, while lush gardens cascade toward crystalline waters that have been attracting the powerful for centuries. Mount Etna dominates the western horizon like Europe's most dramatic neighbor, occasionally reminding everyone who's really in charge with spectacular displays that make Dubai's fireworks look like birthday candles. The Ionian Sea stretches endlessly in Mediterranean blues that would bankrupt paint companies trying to recreate the exact shade, while Isla Bella floats offshore like nature's own private island sculpture. Private yacht berths in Giardini Naxos accommodate super yachts, whose monthly fuel costs exceed most annual salaries, while helicopter pads ensure you never endure the indignity of commercial aviation. The architectural harmony between ancient ruins and contemporary luxury creates environments where spending obscene amounts feels like cultural preservation rather than showing off. Renaissance palaces house art collections that make museum curators physically ill with envy, while their owners casually mention picking up a few pieces like discussing grocery runs. Medieval gardens conceal infinity pools where tech moguls float while potentially reshaping global economies between swimming strokes. The town operates parallel universes. Tourists photograph ancient stones while billionaires retreat to private villas where every terrace commands views that would make professional photographers quit their day jobs. Taormina perfected the ultimate luxury equation, making extraordinary privilege feel like natural birthright, where volcanic backdrops and pristine beaches become everyday amenities rather than bucket list items. The genius lies in deceptive modesty, charming cobblestone streets that fit on postcards, yet behind those facades lurk properties worth more than most nations' defense budget. But owning paradise requires the right address, and Taormina's most exclusive properties have waiting lists that make Swiss bank accounts look transparent. The San Domenico Palace proves the best luxury starts with excellent bones. In this case, a 14th century Dominican convent that monks never imagined would host people whose wine collections cost more than medieval kingdoms. Originally established in 1374 with Baron Damiano Rosso's generous donation, this Four Seasons masterpiece transformed from spiritual sanctuary to billionaire refuge when Prince Shirami added a Liberty-style wing in 1896. The property's 111 rooms and suites include junior suites with private plunge pools, because apparently regular bathrooms weren't exclusive enough for guests accustomed to owning small islands. The clifftop infinity pool offers Mediterranean views so spectacular they probably violate several international beauty standards, while lush Italian gardens filled with lemon trees create the kind of scenery that makes other luxury destinations look underdressed. The Principe Cerami restaurant maintains 2 Michelin stars under chef Massimo Mantaro, serving Sicilian cuisine where individual meals cost more than most people's monthly rent, though the volcanic soil does produce ingredients worth the mortgage payments. Exclusive experiences include private dining on Mount Etna, because apparently regular restaurants weren't dramatic enough for guests who require active volcanoes as dinner conversation starters. Helicopter tours of the Aeolian Islands treat private aviation like most people use Uber, while yacht excursions to Isola Bella ensure guests never experience the horror of sharing Mediterranean waters with common tourists. The hotel's event spaces include the Grand Cloister with ancient stone arches, perfect for gatherings where guest lists read like Fortune Global 500 directories. Historical guests included luminaries like Oscar Wilde, Audrey Hepburn, and Sophia Loren, while recent events encompass the 2017 G7 summit and the 2025 Dolce & Gabbana collaboration that transformed former chapels into fashion showcases. HBO's The White Lotus chose this property for their satirical Billionaire masterpiece, winning 10 Emmy Awards including Best Director and Best Screenplay, proving that even television writers understand good real estate when they see it. Bellman Grand Hotel Timeo perches adjacent to the ancient Greek theatre with panoramic Mount Etna views, while Bellman Villa Sant'Andrea offers private beach access on Mazzaro Bay for guests who find public beaches insufficiently exclusive. The Ashby Hotel, designed by British architect Charles Robert Ashby, combines English elegance with Sicilian warmth and features the Michelin-starred St. George restaurant because apparently one-starred restaurant per hotel wasn't enough for Taormina's standards. These properties established Taormina's reputation as a destination where privacy and opulence coexist so naturally that spending billions feels like supporting local culture rather than showing off obscene wealth. The level of discretion required here makes Swiss banks look chatty, creating perfect environments for individuals whose presence could move markets but prefer conducting business while enjoying volcanic wine and Mediterranean sunshine. Yet even these exclusive hotels pale compared to the gathering that makes Google shareholders' meetings look like public assemblies. "90 minutes from Taormina, something called Google Camp happens at Verdura Resort, where Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin created what amounts to the Illuminati with better catering and mandatory NDAs. This ultra-exclusive summer retreat, established in 2012, functions like a private World Economic Forum minus the inconvenient public oversight or democratic accountability that typically accompanies world-changing decisions. The guest list remains more classified than state secrets, featuring attendees like Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Katy Perry, Bradley Cooper, Tom Cruise, Mark Zuckerberg, and Barack Obama. Basically a networking event that makes Harvard reunions look like community college mixers. Social media posts are forbidden, hotel staff sign non-disclosure agreements containing more clauses than most international treaties, and even mentioning attendance could violate agreements with legal consequences that probably exceed small nations' annual budgets. Guests arrive via private helicopter fleets or super yacht armadas, treating transportation logistics like military operations where commercial aviation represents an unthinkable security breach. The event features private concerts where Chris Martin of Coldplay performs for audiences whose combined net worth exceeds most countries' GDP, making ticket prices theoretically impossible to calculate using conventional economics. Traditional dinners occur among Sicily's UNESCO World Heritage ruins at the Valley of the Temples, where ancient Greek architecture provides backdrops for conversations about artificial intelligence that will reshape humanity without consulting the general public. The secretive nature underscores Sicily's appeal as a destination where ultimate privacy and global influence coexist, allowing decisions affecting billions to occur while maintaining complete plausible deniability about conducting actual business. Back in Taormina, private yacht tours explore coastlines including Grotta Azzurra and Mazzaro Bay, offering swimming and snorkeling opportunities for guests who find public beaches insufficiently exclusive for their Mediterranean experiences. Mount Etna excursions combine adventure with vineyard visits for wine tastings, because apparently regular tourist activities weren't dramatic enough without adding active volcanoes to the itinerary. Private after-hours visits to the ancient theatre allow billionaires to experience architectural marvels without encountering crowds, appreciating historical grandeur in the kind of tranquility that money actually can buy. La Plage Resort Beach Club near Isola Bella offers luxurious sunbeds and personalized service against crystal-clear waters, while Tao Beach Club in Mazzaro Bay provides exclusive seaside experiences with amenities that make other beach clubs seem pedestrian. Casa Kuseni, built by British painter Robert Hawthorne Kitson, now operates as a historic house museum showcasing art while offering insights into Taormina's bohemian past, when artistic creativity required wealthy patrons rather than venture capital funding. La Falconara, constructed by Alexander Hood, 5th Duke of Bronte, became a social hub for European aristocracy, with expansive gardens and opulent interiors reflecting an era when titles mattered more than IPO valuations. These exclusive experiences create environments where billionaires enjoy authentic Sicilian culture while maintaining privacy standards that make witness protection programs look transparent. However, none of these gatherings compare to the Hollywood scandal that put Taormina on the global map for all the wrong reasons. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's 1967 arrival at the San Domenico Palace redefined luxury travel excess, bringing 156 pieces of luggage that required a dedicated packing team, because apparently traveling light is for people who don't own jewelry collections worth more than most real estate portfolios. Their entourage included secretaries, photographers, and staff whose responsibilities included preparing gourmet meals for their dogs, establishing service standards that contemporary billionaire pet owners probably still reference when interviewing household staff. During a heated argument on their clifftop terrace, Taylor reportedly struck Burton with a mandolin, creating instant legend among locals who witnessed Hollywood royalty conducting domestic disputes with musical instruments worth more than annual salaries. The couple's visit epitomized conspicuous consumption that would define Taormina's billionaire appeal: unlimited budgets, dramatic Mediterranean settings, and sufficient staff to accommodate every conceivable luxury requirement without asking embarrassing questions about expenses. D.H. Lawrence and wife Frida rented Fontana Vecchia Villa in the 1920s, where Lawrence penned parts of Aaron's Rod and the Lost Girl while conducting the kind of research that would influence Lady Chatterley's lover. Frida's alleged affairs with local tradesmen, including Sicilian mule driver Peppino Dell'Ura, provided character inspiration for Lawrence's controversial literary works, while giving conservative locals enough gossip material to fuel decades of dinner party conversations. Lawrence reportedly based elements of Lady Chatterley's lover on a Taormina woman's affair with a farmer, whose olive grove activities provided source material for one of literature's most scandalous novels, proving that even literary masterpieces require proper field research. The Taormina Film Festival, established in 1955, continues hosting equal measures of glamour and administrative chaos, with the ancient Greek theatre providing dramatic backdrops for both cinematic premieres and off-screen disasters. Recent festival scandals include the 2023 Indiana Jones premiere, where organizers cancelled the red carpet due to overcrowding, stranding fans who paid €500 for VIP tickets, promising Harrison Ford access, who never appeared. The festival's operational history includes 13 artistic directors over 16 years, financial mismanagement, and political interference, creating enough administrative drama to rival any Hollywood production currently in development hell. Wilhelm von Glöden, a German photographer, settled in Taormina and shaped its bohemian reputation through classical nude portraits featuring local subjects, establishing artistic traditions that attracted creative individuals seeking Mediterranean inspiration. Tennessee Williams found solace and creativity in Taormina, contributing to its legacy as a destination where literary greats could produce masterpieces while enjoying better weather than most writer retreats typically provide. These celebrity connections established Taormina's reputation, where wealthy individuals could behave authentically while surrounded by unparalleled beauty and discretion. But all these scandals and celebrities were merely rehearsals for the property that would perfect the art of hiding world-changing conversations behind monastery walls. The San Domenico Palace has perfected the delicate art of hosting individuals whose casual conversations could reshape global economies, all while maintaining the kind of discretionary standards that make Vatican secrets seem like morning gossip. Originally established as a Dominican convent in 1374, the property experienced its most dramatic transformation when Prince Charami converted it into a luxury hotel in 1896. Proving that some business models improve significantly when you eliminate monastic vows of poverty. During World War II, German forces used the property as headquarters until Allied bombers destroyed the church in 1943, later reconstructed as the Chiesa Ballroom, where contemporary guests host events that probably cost more than most military operations. The property's most entertaining historical episode occurred in 1866, when monk Vincenzo Bottari Cacciola resisted Italian state confiscation by producing legal documentation, leading to forced seizure, where authorities literally wrestled keys from monastic hands. The hotel's guest register spans centuries of luminaries. King Edward VII, Oscar Wilde, Greta Garbo, Ingrid Bergman, Audrey Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor and Sophia Loren all graced these chambers where spiritual meditation gave way to temporal luxury. Recent high-profile events include the 2017 G7 summit, demonstrating the property's capacity for hosting international political gatherings, requiring security protocols that make presidential protection details look casual. The 2025 Dolce & Gabbana Ex Mitharisa collaboration transformed the property into a luxury fashion showcase, proving that former monasteries make excellent venues for events where single handbags cost more than most annual incomes. HBO's The White Lotus chose this property as primary filming location for their satirical exploration of wealth and privilege, creating a television series that won 10 Emmy Awards while using actual billionaire behavior as entertainment source material. The property features original ceiling frescoes, arched stone passages, painted walls and religious relics, creating atmospheres where spiritual contemplation meets contemporary excess in ways that would probably confuse the original Dominican residents. The convention center, housed in a former church, accommodates up to 400 guests for exclusive gatherings where Fortune global companies conduct strategic discussions that affect millions of employees worldwide. Private plunge pool suites provide perfect settings for confidential video conferences, while the Clifftop Infinity Pool offers Mediterranean views that create inspiring backdrops for international business discussions worth more than most national budgets. The Principe Cerami restaurant's 2 Michelin stars provide elegant cover for power dining, where global industry leaders discuss mergers over exceptional Sicilian cuisine that somehow justifies prices approaching luxury car payments. The ultimate luxury here involves conducting world-changing business while maintaining complete privacy, with conversations disguised as casual vacation interactions between longtime associates who happen to control significant portions of the global economy. Here, among ancient cloisters and contemporary amenities, the world's most influential individuals conduct the informal diplomacy that shapes international relations, making the San Domenico Palace the undisputed champion of secret billionaire retreats, where Mediterranean paradise facilitates planetary power management. While Taormina's beauty is available to anyone with a plane ticket, its true essence remains accessible only to those whose daily investment income exceeds most annual salaries. The genius of this Sicilian retreat lies not in ostentatious displays of wealth, but in creating environments where extraordinary privilege feels almost deserved, where infinity pools overlooking Mount Etna seem like natural extensions of the landscape rather than engineered status symbols. Behind the ancient Greek theater and medieval streets lies a parallel universe where NDAs are stricter than state secrets, helicopter travel is as casual as hailing a taxi, and conversations over Michelin-starred meals might restructure entire industries before dessert arrives. Believe it or not, paradise has GPS coordinates, a slender runway threaded through an emerald isle, where the water comes in a shade of blue that would make a postcard blush. Here on Pamalican Island's 90 pristine hectares, luxury transcends the usual suspects. Infinity pools, butler service, you know the drill, to create something far more precious. The kind of serenity that makes your watch wonder if it's still needed. At Amanpulo, where Sanskrit wisdom meets Filipino warmth, every arrival begins with a journey through clouds in a private turboprop, soaring over an archipelago scattered across the Sulu Sea. The famed Aman Hotels group has worked their subtle sorcery again, this time in the heart of the Philippine archipelago. In today's episode, I'll take you behind the scenes of Amanpulo, where time politely steps aside for the tides and service appears like a whispered secret. We'll explore hidden coves and floating bars, learn why this sand sparkles like no other, and discover what makes this place worthy of instant bucket list status, even for those who think they've seen it all. Ribbons of turquoise sea unfold beneath you as your island hopper descends toward a runway that looks suspiciously like someone dropped a ruler onto a jungle-covered dot in Palawan. The journey begins at Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport, where the Amanpulo Lounge feels less like a waiting area and more like the world's most exclusive club. Their signature citrus water, by the way, gets mysteriously more addictive with each visit. I may have developed a slight dependency during my stay. Soon you're airborne in a twin-engine turboprop, soaring over an emerald archipelago. The hour-long flight delivers you to what feels like another dimension entirely, touching down on Pamalican Island, where the sand gleams bright enough to make you grateful for your sunglasses. A welcoming committee of staff greets you by name, offering cold towels that make you forget you ever complained about the tropical heat. The island reveals itself gradually, a tapestry of green dotted with winding paths and elegant open-air buggies. Unlike other resorts where you wait for transport, Amanpulo hands over keys to your personal buggy right away, your own island chariot, if you will. This immediate freedom sets the tone. Privacy when you want it, service when you need it. The journey to your accommodation meanders through gentle slopes and jungle patches alive with birdsong and rustling leaves. Occasional breaks in the foliage offer glimpses of crystalline seas and hidden pathways. Every road here leads somewhere on the island's 90 hectares of carefully manicured paradise. Passing fellow guests in their buggies brings knowing smiles. You're all in on the same delicious secret. Though I still haven't mastered the casual one-handed buggy wave without looking like I'm swatting invisible mosquitoes. The air here carries a different weight, filled with palm whispers and wave songs. Amanpulo's name itself blends Sanskrit peace, Aman, with Tagalog island, Pulo, embodying the resort's fusion of Filipino warmth and Aman's signature, understated luxury. Even the main facilities centered around the clubhouse seem to melt into the landscape, tucking themselves discreetly into Pamalican's natural contours. It's where time adopts island rhythm, where days blur into sunsets, and where every detail conspires to maintain an atmosphere of secluded tranquility. In a world where luxury often screams for attention, Amanpulo masters the art of the whisper. Here, luxury lives in the spaces between, the pause after a bird's call, the unmarked morning sand, the staff who appear like gentle magic exactly when needed. The resort's physical spaces bring this philosophy to life, which we'll explore in our next chapter. The clubhouse presides over the island's heart like a graceful sentinel, offering sweeping views of undulating greenery. A serene pool stretches alongside, where carefully placed loungers host an elegant game of musical chairs played out in slow motion throughout the day. There are never crowds here, only a scattered few lost in books under wide umbrellas or sampling a menu that marries Filipino flavors with European finesse. Service embodies Amanpulo's philosophy. No theatrical flourishes, just an almost supernatural ability to anticipate needs. Though I must confess I did request the occasional champagne sabering, purely for journalistic integrity, you understand. Attendants seemed to possess a sixth sense, materializing with fresh calamansi juice refills or warm towels exactly when you think, wouldn't it be nice if... The beach club beckons nearby, opening onto a stretch of sand that makes other beaches look like they need to try harder. Coconut palms frame waters so crystal clear you can count the freckles on passing fish. In early morning light, the surface takes on a luminescence that once guided local fishermen home, nature's own GPS system, if you will. Offshore, the Kawayan Bar floats like something from a dream, its thatched roof showcasing Filipino craftsmanship. This floating sanctuary, reached by a quick boat hop, offers the perfect hammock for contemplating life's important questions, like whether to have another sunset cocktail. The resort's 42 casitas and 18 villas scatter across the island with strategic precision, each embracing Aman's signature aesthetic, local design elements, neutral tones, and clean lines that let Mother Nature steal the show. Some nestle in the greenery, while others sit right on the sand, because sometimes rolling straight from bed to beach is exactly what luxury means. Each casita offers a separate dining and lounge space, sun-drenched bedroom, and a bathroom that could comfortably host a small dinner party, though that's not recommended. Select units feature outdoor showers behind bamboo screens, letting you commune with nature while maintaining your dignity. The villas, ranging from 1 to 4 bedrooms, elevate things further with private staff. Perfect for intimate weddings or family celebrations, they offer space for starlit feasts prepared by dedicated chefs who transform local seafood and garden fresh produce into culinary magic. Each comes with a butler who manages everything from tropical flower arrangements to midnight cravings for grilled fish in banana leaves. Inside each accommodation, thoughtful touches accumulate. Welcome champagne, fresh fruit that seems to replenish by magic, evening treats, and elegant glass bottles of insect repellent, because even mosquitoes should be dealt with in style. Staff remember every preference from pillow firmness to dietary restrictions, ensuring even your in-room snacks align perfectly with your tastes. While impeccable service sets the foundation, it's the adventures waiting beyond your casita door that truly bring the island to life, which we'll explore next. Snorkeling reigns supreme among Amanpulo's offerings, with coral reefs embracing the island like nature's own jewelry box, teeming with marine life. Each morning, guests drift toward the Activities Center, a modestly elegant building near the beach club, for guided underwater adventures. Staff expertly outfit visitors with aquatic gear before whisking them by boat to prime spots where the underwater theater unfolds. Even on the calmest days, life pulses beneath the surface. Parrotfish conduct their endless coral maintenance. Clownfish play hide-and-seek in anemones. And if you're lucky, you might share a moment with a sea turtle gliding past like it's late for a very important date. During hatching season, guests witness tiny turtle releases, a heartwarming reminder of the resort's dedication to its delicate ecosystem. Though I'm fairly certain I heard one tiny hatchling whisper, "See you at the spa," as it paddled away. The Activities Center maintains an impressive fleet, kayaks, paddleboards, and small catamarans that even the nautically challenged can navigate. Staff hover nearby like guardian angels, ready to guide guests to marine life hotspots. As afternoon approaches, the sunset cruise beckons, a sophisticated affair with chilled drinks, guitar melodies, and views of Pamalican Island draped in golden light. These excursions often pass Manamok Island, home to resort staff and their families, offering glimpses into authentic Palawan Island life. Tennis courts stand ready for impromptu matches, complete with equipment for those spontaneous game-set-match moments. The spa crowns a gentle ridge, overlooking both runway and swaying palms, offering treatments that marry Filipino healing traditions with modern wellness. Their signature massage incorporates warm coconut oil with strokes that echo the wave's rhythm, though try not to drift off completely or you might miss the honey-sweet refreshments afterward. Families discover unexpected delights, including what might be the world's most exclusive go-kart track, the runway itself, available between flights. Staff provide carts, helmets, and safety briefings for supervised racing adventures. And while I don't like to brag, my unofficial lap record still stands. The staff maintain professional poker faces, but I catch those knowing smiles behind their clipboards. While the children's facilities might seem modest, a cozy room with toys, books, and daily activities, nature provides the ultimate playground. Little ones spend hours investigating tide pools, following hermit crab trails, and spotting tropical birds playing hide-and-seek in the canopy. For underwater enthusiasts, diving excursions reveal the Sulu Sea's hidden treasures. Crystal-clear waters showcase dozens of fish species, graceful rays, and the occasional turtle paying a social call. Diving certification courses transform vacations into learning adventures, with experienced staff guiding newcomers while leading veterans to more challenging sites. As day mellows into evening, Amanpulo prepares to reveal yet another facet of its enchantment. But that's a story for our next chapter. The culinary journey at Amanpulo unfolds across multiple venues, each with its own distinctive character. The clubhouse anchors the experience with Filipino classics, from soul-warming arroz caldo to chicken inasal that might make your grandmother jealous, alongside carefully curated international offerings. The beach club masters Mediterranean flavors and seafood so fresh it was probably swimming this morning, while the seasonal Lagoon Club presents Japanese delicacies in a space where the horizon puts on a daily light show. For casual lunches, the Picnic Grove invites with its rustic pavilion and wood-fired pizzas that make you wonder if they've somehow smuggled an Italian nonna onto the island. Throughout each venue, chefs celebrate ingredients rather than masking them. Vegetables arrive daily from the island's organic garden, where I swear the herbs grow while you watch. Fish comes straight from Palawan's pristine waters, and meats are sourced from trusted local farms. Some opt for private in-villa barbecues, while others maintain a lighter approach, though those pastries at sunset have a way of testing one's willpower. Romance blooms effortlessly here, as if the island itself is playing matchmaker. Private dining canopies appear on the beach like magic, draped in linens and lit by lanterns that dance with the sea breeze. Personal chefs work their magic with fresh lobster and Wagyu beef, while discreet servers perfect the art of the invisible wine refill. Acoustic musicians provide gentle melodies that harmonize with lapping waves, creating moments that feel stolen from a dream. Weddings unfold with particular grace on Pamalican, where staff weave Filipino traditions into ceremonies that honor the island's natural beauty. Couples exchange vows by the water, where chairs sink just so into perfect sand before altars adorned with tropical blooms. Traditional musicians or modern bands perform under star-scattered skies, while receptions transform private villas into enchanted spaces. Some arrive seeking honeymoon solitude, others to mark milestone anniversaries, but all discover the resort's gift for crafting meaningful moments. Staff orchestrate experiences with remarkable precision, perhaps a spontaneous sea turtle encounter during a private snorkel, or returning from sunset cruise to find your villa's pavilion transformed into a candlelit haven. Even everyday moments take on a romantic quality. Sunrise breakfasts painted in watercolor hues, afternoon hammock naps, mastering the graceful entry is optional, and evening walks along shores where bioluminescent plankton create nature's own fairy lights. But beyond these perfect moments lies an even deeper story, one that unfolds in the subtle rhythms of island life. A distinctive hush settles over Pamalican Island as the sun makes its grand exit, painting the sky in nature's most extravagant display of pink, purple, and gold. Dimly lit pathways and evening insects create an almost theatrical atmosphere, punctuated by soft music drifting from restaurants and the occasional splash of night swimmers squeezing in one last dip. Because why should daylight have all the fun? In their casitas, guests discover beds turned down with thoughtful touches, perhaps a woven trinket from local artisans, or a note revealing tomorrow's sunrise schedule, though whether you make it is entirely between you and your alarm clock. Staff who've dedicated decades to Amanpulo share the island's evolution with evident pride. They've watched more families arrive, witnessed grandparents initiating wide-eyed grandchildren into the mysteries of snorkeling, and seen an increasingly global clientele discover that the Philippines offers far more than just dots on a map. The resort's talent for shaping experiences remains constant. Solitude seekers find peaceful corners where monitor lizards serve as their only companions, while social butterflies discover discreet arrangements for shared dinners and carefully orchestrated meetings at bars where tropical mocktails flow like poetry. 20 or 30 years ago, Pamalican Island was known primarily to local fishermen and intrepid travelers who ventured beyond the guidebooks. Amanpulo's 1993 opening rewrote this narrative, culminating in President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo declaring it a special tourism economic zone in 2006. Daily rhythms here follow nature's lead rather than rigid schedules. Mornings might begin with fresh mango and local pastries, flow into mid-morning tennis matches or spa treatments, then ease into afternoons lost in a good book, or perhaps drifting to Kawayan Bar for an intimate lunch. The resort's architecture, from open lobbies with rattan accents to coconut wood ceilings, maintains a constant dialogue with its surroundings, as if the buildings themselves grew from the same soil as the palm trees. True magic of Amanpulo lies not in its obvious luxuries, the private pools, attentive butlers, or well-stocked fridges, but in how it transforms sea breezes and silence into the world's most enchanting lullaby. Though I must admit, having the staff remember your champagne preferences doesn't hurt either. Here, where children commandeer runways in go-karts and couples toast sunsets from floating bars, the island's greatest luxury remains that immediate sense of belonging. This is Amanpulo's enduring legacy, crafting an experience where simplicity and subtle extravagance merge into something approaching paradise, where every wave and emerging star reinforces the promise in its name, a peaceful island where time slows and memories take root in pristine sand.